So how did you go from that place of burnout and resentment to building something that actually worked for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, like I said, back then I would have never admitted to being burnt out. Now I think it's much more talked about, but it's still something that we as women see as like a failure, right? Like, how come I can't build this business without all of this stress and anxiety and fatigue and exhaustion and all of that? So for me and what I coach my clients on is we start right in the beginning. I had to really dig deep and figure out what it was that I wanted. I am not a workaholic, right? I was not looking for a full-time job. Unfortunately, I had bought a franchise model that was based on a 40-hour owner operator model. And so they wanted me to work 40 hours in the business, but that was not what I wanted. I wanted to make a lot of money and work part time. And so I had to dig in to figure out what I wanted and then how I was going to implement the systems in order to get where I needed to go. Now, I did meet with a friend who was a coach at the time at my mom's encouragement. She saw me burning out. And, I put the appointment in my calendar as, secret. So none of my staff could see it. We met at this like shady diner down the plaza kind of deal.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of went out the back door of my office and didn't tell anyone where I was going because I was ashamed that at that point that I needed help because I was a problem solver. I was a fixer. I had always been able to figure everything out on my own. And the fact that I needed to ask for help was really like, what is wrong with me? You know what I mean? Like, why can't you figure this out? And so I met with him and he was like, tell me what's going on. And I basically vomited all of my problems for the past 3 years on him. And at the end, he summed it up into three things I needed to work on. But the big ultimate theme was my business lacks systems. I thought I had systems, but I really didn't. They were either outdated, inefficient, or there was none altogether. And so my open door policy was more like a revolving door in my office. And the only time that I could get a piece of quiet was after 5 o'clock when I would throw off my suit jacket, throw off my heels, and get stuff done in the office till 7, 8 o'clock at night. And so I spent the next 2 years essentially rebuilding my business based upon what I wanted. And fast forward now I know, and what I teach women is that can be done in 90 days. I did it in 2 years because I was too stubborn, too cheap. I don't know, whatever it was, ashamed to invest with that coach when I should have, because I know now he could have gotten me quicker, better, faster results. But I did it on my own, lots more tears and, experiences. But in the end, I was able 2 years later to leave my business for 30 days. We came down here to sunny South Florida and it didn't fall apart. Nothing major happened. I wasn't attached to my cell phone the whole time. And it really opened my eyes to what was possible.
Yes.
And
I
that was a light bulb moment for me.